Welcome to Punctuation for Court Reporters, video number 51. Should I hyphenate this compound adjective? Part 1. I'm Ken Wick. Let's get started. So the most common court reporter punctuation question is, should I hyphenate this compound adjective? For example, how would you punctuate or hyphenate an auto accident related patient issue? If you're not too sure, well, I'm going to cover the rules, and I should say that. I guess video 51 is I'm going to cover the rules and the various references. So Gregg's Reference Manual, Morson's English Grammar, and Bad Grammar Good Punctuation and Chicago Manual Style. In video 52, I'm going to provide a 3-step process of determining if you should hyphenate a compound adjective. Video 53, 7 examples, and video 54, 4 examples. Basically, these are easier examples, and these are harder examples. So let's get going. So what is a compound adjective? Well, a compound adjective consists of 2 or more words that function as a unit and express a single thought or idea. And you can find the same basic definition in those 2 references. So we know it's an adjective, so it becomes before a noun. And it's 2 or more words that function as a unit and express a single thought or idea. So we may have some vague concept of what this is, but how do we determine this? Do we have a tool that we can use to determine if something is functioning as a unit? The answer is yes. But let's go through the various references to see what they say about compound adjectives. So the Gregg's Reference Manual says, use a dictionary. The only complete guide for compound words, and those could be nouns, verbs, or adjectives, is an up-to-date dictionary. So basically, the Gregg's Reference Manual uses Merriam-Webster's dictionary, and specifically for the compound words section, it uses the collegiate version of the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And then it says, then it basically use patterns. If you try to check the spelling of a compound adjective in a dictionary and do not find it listed, match up the components with one of the 17 listed patterns shown on the previous page and follow the standard style for that pattern. So basically the patterns are by parts of speech. So noun or adjective plus noun, adverb plus participle, etc. And there were 17 listed on that previous page. So what about the LMEG? Well, the compound adjective rule is rule number 148. And the basic summary is everything is base or generally hyphenated. Consult the dictionary if necessary. So it says generally, when 2 or more words are combined to form a compound adjective that express a single idea, those words are hyphened. When they precede the noun they modify. The compound adjective that is formed may include several parts of speech. When in doubt, consult a dictionary. So, and then Rule 148 goes on for several pages, and it has 16 different compound adjective patterns that are basically separated by parts of speech, noun, adjective plus noun, etc. So we know the LMEG is based upon the Gregg's Reference Manual, so we shouldn't be shocked and we find similarities in the parts of speech or the rules or the guidelines. But they're not exact if you don't know. So what about the BGGP, or the Bad Grammar Good Punctuation? It says, use a dictionary. Check a standard dictionary. Oh, maybe I should back up and say, what about the LMEG's dictionary? Well, it actually, in the back of the LMEG, it actually has several, I think 3 disc dictionaries listed. One's Merriam-Webster, the other one's a Random House dictionary. I think the other one's Funk and Wagner. I could be mistaken. But then it lists 2 unabridged dictionaries, the Merriam-Webster and the Random House. So back to the BGGP. It says use a standard dictionary. It doesn't specify which dictionary, but in some compound noun examples, it actually says that those were checked with the Merriam-Webster Collegiate Dictionary 11th edition. So maybe it emphasizes that dictionary. We don't know. It just says use a standard dictionary. And then it just has instead of having a bunch of patterns, it has just a general rule. And then rule hyphen 25, it says to show that two or more words form a unit in front of a noun, use a hyphen to tie them together. And the BGGP, just sort of stated this, has 10 rules of different concepts and situations. I think 2 of them are what I call parts of speech based. I believe there are 2. There could be more, but very different. So the BGGP, an organization of how how to hyphenate a compound adjective, is much different than the Gregg's Reference Manual or Morson's English Grammar. So continued, and the BGGP gives us the only method of determining. Remember, part of that definition, compound adjective, is that it functions as a unit. Well, it's the only one that really provides us a tool. And it says on page 279, one way to check to see whether the words form a unit is to use the words individually in front of the noun. So if you think about it, this is the exact opposite of a unit. If a unit, they're working together, the exact opposite of that would be working individually. So if they work individually, then we know they're not working as a unit. So the text has the example of two-door automobile, which is hyphenated. And then it states, it is neither a two automobile nor a door automobile. Therefore, the words are hyphenated because they form a unit and express a single thought. So they don't. So basically, these words don't modify automobile individually. They modify them together. So that is the best way, or the only tool we really have to determine if they're functioning as a unit. So what about Chicago Manual style? Well, it says use a dictionary then guidelines. So it says the first place to look for answers for compound terms is in a dictionary. CMOS also offers guidelines for spelling compounds not necessarily found in the dictionaries. So it provides, CMOS 7.89 is the hyphenation guide, and it provides 18 guidelines for by parts of speech. So once again, similar to Gregg and Morson's English Grammar, but they don't all match up. They think they would, but they don't, meaning the different parts of speech that they list. So, and then this is a very important rule. It says CMOS 7.85, with the exception of proper nouns such as United States and compounds formed by an adverb ending in ly plus an adjective. So these are 2 parts of speech: an adverb, an adjective. So except for these 2 exceptions, it is never incorrect to hyphenate adjectival compounds before a noun. So when we get further in discussion and we see the examples, we could come up with this thing, well, maybe it should be hyphenated, maybe it shouldn't. Well, the good news is that the CMOS actually says it's never wrong to hyphenate them. So if you're using this style guide to base your decision on, this is good news. It's almost like you can't go wrong if you hyphenate it, except for when you have these 2 situations per CMOS. So that's it for this video for part 1. If you want to see more or see more videos, please subscribe. If you like this video and like the content, please hit like, and please check out my videos and books. Thank you.